Let's do a tier list of Tears of the Kingdom armor. Roll the intro. So I wanted to do another tier list, and this one is of Tears of the Kingdom armor, like exclusive to Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm not gonna rank any armor that already appeared in Breath of the Wild. Let's do this. So the first one here is the Archaic set. And the Archaic set is very pointless in terms of use. There is no effect, it doesn't do anything. I don't even think you can upgrade it. And even though it looks cool, and it's nice to get a new armor right off the bat when you start the game, it's just, I don't think the cool look makes up for its lack of everything. So I'm gonna put it on tier C for now, with the creative freedom to possibly move it to tier D at some point, depending on where I put the other ones. The only reason it's on C right now is because it looks cool. But it might move. The next one is the glider set. The glider set is pretty cool. It's useful. It's useful because if you upgrade it fully, you get no fall damage. And this is a game where fall damage can be an issue, considering how high you go a lot of the time. So I'm gonna put this on tier B. The only reason why I'm not putting this on tier A is because I feel like there are things that are gonna go there. And I'm thinking of the next one actually. Like some things are slightly better. So the next one is the Yiga Clan set. And I love this one. I'm obsessed with it. It's not just the fact that you look like a Yiga Clan member, and that's pretty cool. And it's also not the stealth part of it, because stealth is stealth. You can cook up a potion for stealth if you want to. But the fact that you can camouflage yourself amongst Yiga Clan is genius. And it's not just useful for like the Lightning Helm quest and things like that, but when you're in the depths, it's so useful to infiltrate all the bases. I just love it. I think it's amazing. So this is tier A. This is tier A for sure. Again, why is it not tier S? Just because there are things coming. There are better. The next one is the Zonite set. I like this one a lot because it saves up your battery life basically, and I find that very useful. Obviously it depends on how much as a player you're using Zonite devices to get around, but I think most people do. Like, I feel like all of us are hover biking around Hyrule, aren't we? So I do like this one a lot. It looks cool as well. I think this one's gonna go on A. The next one is the Miner set. The Miner set I find to be quite useless. I'm sure some people will disagree with me, but all it does is glow a little bit. And some people might say, well, that's really useful in the depths, but is it really? There are like over 100 light roots for you to get, so yeah, I don't like it. It's gonna go on tier D. I'm really sorry. Next one is possibly my favorite new armor. Possibly, I think it might be, which is the depth set. And this one is everything that you could ask for in this game, because it gives you gloom resistance. And gloom is one of the main enemies in this game. So it's not just for walking around the depths. Like, it does help obviously, but I feel like the whole end game section, when you go down and under the castle, that whole journey from that chasm to Ganondorf, and during the Ganondorf fight, this is a lifesaver. Like, yes, you could make potions with the lion things, but it's just so practical, and it's not that hard to get. I mean, it makes you earn it, but it's not like a hassle. So yeah, this is tier S. I just love this. I just love this. I pretty much used it, like as soon as I got it, I upgraded it fully, and that was the outfit I used for like a good chunk of my playthrough. So love it, love it, love it, love it. The next one is the Mystic set. This is another one that I find to be quite useless. It has rupee padding, which makes you lose rupees instead of health. It looks nice. I really like the design of it. I know some people don't, but I really like the way it looks. But when am I ever using this? I don't want to lose money. I would rather wear an armor that has higher defense. It's a little stupid. Tier D. Next one is the Froggy set. This one is a bit of a disappointment, I have to say. I was really excited when I found out that it existed and what it's supposed to do, but it doesn't really work that well. Like, it works, but it feels limited. Like, if you jump whilst using it, you're still gonna slide. And to be fair, I haven't upgraded mine fully, so maybe that's an issue that disappears when it's fully upgraded. But I just, especially like, Tears of the Kingdom is a game that has so many ways for you to get around and get height. Like, just use a rocket shield if it's raining. Yeah, this is tier D. I'm really sorry for the Froggy lovers out there. Now the next three, I'm gonna kind of rank as 1, because they kind of do the same thing. So we have the Charge set, the Ember set, and the Frostbite set. And I really love how they look. I do have to say, the design is fire, no pun intended, especially the Ember one. So, like, major points for look, I don't particularly find them to be super useful, at least in my playthrough. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say I'm fighting Thunder Gleeok, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be thundering. I can use this the Charge set to get more attack because of the weather. I would rather not have that attack and just use the Lightning Helm / Thunder Helm, so I'm immune to electricity, instead of trying to charge up my, like, raise up my attack because of the thundering. It just feels like very little gain in comparison to the risk you're taking by not using another type of armor, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna put all of them on tier B, because yes, they have their use, but there are better ways to face battle that don't involve wearing them, but they do look very, very cool. Next one is another one of my favorites. This is the Ancient Heroes aspect, and it has the highest defense out of any armor in the game once fully upgraded. I believe it goes up to 85 defense, 84, 80 something. But yeah, it's like the defense is crazy, and the lore, like, it makes you actually question things. Who was the ancient hero? I just find the whole thing amazing. And also, it's one of the coolest ones to get, because you have to do all the shrines. So it feels like a very, very cool reward. To me, this is tier S. Basically, once I got it, it made me stop wearing the Depths one so much, because I just love the defense, and it looks really cool. So yeah, tier S for sure. The next one is the Link's Awakening armor, and I have mixed feelings about this one. It's the cutest thing you'll ever see in your life. It's silly, and we all love some silliness. I believe it gives you attack up, but it's a little useless. And to be completely honest, it takes me out of the game a bit. Like, I feel like it breaks the fourth wall a bit. So I think I'm gonna give this one a C, because it's okay. The next one is the Archaic Warm Greaves, and I find this one to be a little awkward because it's not part of the Archaic set. It's just like a separate thing that is also archaic and has cold resistance. But again, you already have other options of armor for cold resistance, and I don't like the fact that it's separate from a set, even though it's called the same thing. That really bothers me for some reason. This is gonna go on tier D. I'm not even sorry. The next one is the Champion's Leather. This one's good. This one has very high defense as well once you fully upgrade it. It's easy to find, so you don't have to do as much as you would have to do for the Ancient Heroes aspect. So it's good defense, not as good, but very good defense without having to do so much. It looks cool. I think this is gonna go on tier B. It also, I believe, lets you do the Master Sword Beam without being at full health, which is pretty cool. I'm not putting it here on tier A just because I find these two to be more useful. That's the only reason, because how often are you really Master Sword Beaming? I don't think I've done that once in my full playthrough, so. The next one is the Well-Worn Hairband, and it literally does nothing. It's nostalgic. That's the only thing it has going for it, but I cannot in good consciousness put it anywhere else but tier D. I'm sorry. The next one is the Horoblin Mask. I mean, this pretty much does the same thing that all the other monster masks do. It masks you around the specific monster. How often are you running into goblins that you need a mask for it? I mean, you could wear Majora's Mask, which is much cooler looking. I'm not a huge fan of goblins either, so this is tier D. Also, before I do the last one, I do want to say, I know that the Lightning Helm is technically new armor, because it's not really the Thunder Helm. It's like Yiga Clan's version of the Thunder Helm, but because it does exactly the same thing as the Thunder Helm, which is the Breath of the Wild armor, I'm not putting it on the list. That's the only reason, in case you were wondering. So the last one, the CC hat. Oh, the CC hat. Now one could argue that it's just as useful or useless as the well-worn hairband. So therefore I should put it on tier D. However, that's not true. That is not true at all. Not only does it look way cooler than 90% of the armor here, but it does have one thing, which is NPC reactions. If you wear this and talk to a different NPC, you're gonna get different reactions, and it's fun. It looks amazing, and the whole quest to get it, like, I loved it. I loved the whole election thing. It was so fun, so it feels really rewarding to have it. So while I can't necessarily put it on like an A tier or even a B tier, I do feel like it deserves at least a C1 because it's fun and different. It's something completely different from any armor we've ever had in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So this is, yeah, tier C feels like a fair spot. So yeah, this is my final list. I'm kind of sad that tier D has the most. It makes it look like I don't like the new armor pieces, but that's not true. I'm just picky. I like them all, just on different levels. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with my ranking, if you think I've lost my mind. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.